In a quiet village surrounded by a dark, endless forest lived a young lumberjack named David. Every morning before sunrise, David picked up his old axe and walked into the forest. He cut wood, tied it into bundles, and carried it back on his shoulders. But the money was small. Other lumberjacks did the same work, day after day, and their lives never changed. Accept it, the older workers used to say. This is our life. We cut wood, and we survive. David nodded, but deep inside, something felt wrong. One day, while cutting a tree, David noticed something strange. An old man was standing at a distance, watching him. The man was not from the village. The old man walked closer. "You work hard," he said. David smiled. "Yes, but it's not enough." The old man looked at the forest and said something unexpected. "You are cutting wood in the wrong place." David frowned. "This is where everyone cuts wood." The old man shook his head. "That is the problem. Everyone thinks small, so they stay in the same place." Before David could ask anything more, the old man turned and walked deeper into the forest and disappeared. That night, David couldn't sleep. What did he mean? He kept thinking. Wrong place. The forest was huge, but no one dared to go too deep. People said it was dangerous. Unknown paths. Some even said people who went too far never returned. But the old man had gone there without fear, and he didn't look poor. David felt something strange inside him. Fear and curiosity. The next morning, David stood at the edge of the forest. His usual path was safe, familiar. But today, he looked at the deeper, darker side of the forest. His heart started beating fast. "What if I don't come back?" he thought. Then another voice came. "What if your whole life stays the same?" David took a deep breath and walked into the unknown. The forest became darker. The trees were taller, thicker, stronger. David had never seen such wood before. This wood is worth more, he realized. He started cutting, but the work was harder. The trees were heavy. His hands started bleeding. His body felt weak. At one moment he thought, "I should go back." But then he remembered the old man's words. Everyone thinks small. David tightened his grip on the axe. "I will not go back." While cutting a massive tree, something went wrong. The tree fell in the wrong direction. David tried to move, but it was too late. The heavy trunk struck his leg. He screamed in pain. He was alone, deep in the forest. No one could hear him. Hours passed. The sun started setting. Fear grew stronger. Is this the end? He thought. Tears rolled down his face. Was thinking big a mistake? Just as darkness began to fall, David heard footsteps. It was the same old man. He quickly helped David, tied his leg, and carried him to a safe place. "You came," the old man said calmly. David, in pain, asked, "Why did this happen to me?" The old man looked into his eyes. "Because thinking big is not safe. It is dangerous, painful, risky. Most people avoid it. That's why they stay small." David stayed silent. The old man continued, "But if you survive it, you will never live a small life again." David could not walk for weeks. He stayed in the village, watching others go to the same part of the forest, doing the same work, earning the same little money. For the first time, he saw clearly. It was not just the forest keeping them poor. It was their thinking. After recovery, David returned to the forest, but not the old path. Never again. He went deeper. Carefully this time. He learned how to cut stronger trees, how to manage risk, how to work smarter. Slowly, his wood started selling for higher prices. People were surprised. "How are you earning more?" they asked. David simply said, "I stopped thinking like everyone else." Years passed. David didn't stop at cutting wood. He started hiring others. He taught them what he learned. Most were afraid. Some joined him. Together, they built something bigger. A proper wood business. Better tools. Better planning. Better earnings. The same forest, but a completely different result. One day, David stood at the edge of the forest. A young boy came to him and asked, "Is it true that deep forest is dangerous?" David smiled. "Yes." "Then why do you go there?" David looked at the dark trees and said, "Because that's where a small life ends and a big life begins." This is it for today. I hope you liked this story. Please subscribe to my channel for more interesting stories.